All right, I was here. I'm on about the back K Lover Media. So show YouTube boy Lovers TV Africa, and then I'm monitor Pen Dream TV kakra. Na ja Prophet Telvin Agyei Sowa Oko Accra FM and ja election ya. And near Marco su mu. Would you say man or being much as a wash? Hey, very young but very powerful. Nice. Already munio. Already munio. Oh my, Yamrantia no was trying to be almost anwa. No more time in for nature and video queen man. Which as a Ghana, you were deep for Miss Amount for mommy pressure. Say now, Prophet Telvin Agyei Sowa story net the Now, when we said, or no, or can I say by 9 p.m. Now, Muhammad that 57%. Pampa. Hey, me say a year born 9 Captain Smart. I started say, oh yeah, yapena 57% Muhammad. Let me see. Man of God, you are ping. All right, Abusian. So you without wasting much time, be interested in discussing course on Accra FM. Video credits here, Pen Dream TV. This is Lovers TV Africa, and of course, K Lover Media. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel for us.
Maybe I was here, different kinds of people. But the capacity to be able to see through anything. We see through time, we see through reality, we can bend through time, we can bend reality in any shape or form. And once we see it, I'm seeing this microphone and I can test that this is a microphone. Okay. I see it vividly like that this is what it is. As I'm living within it. Within that angle, there is no change, there is no shaking, it is very clear.
Edu Sunday anopa. Say, open your can say a Saturday to Brenna. I'm pensioned them. How are you feeling?
Oh, say I have seen this kind of situation before. It was not, it was amazing.
Okay.
But we've seen it before. Once the people around me now, they will fear and stuff like that. Also watching what's happening. We were more or less like it was normal because they've seen those kind of prophecies, like crucial, tangible ones. We were used to it. We were just there sitting down laughing. I said, some people in the politics, because I don't follow politics at all. Me politics. I don't know a lot of people at all in politics. Okay. Unless any Panamanian one-on-one. Now, later when I leave, then they're like, I wouldn't say Nipa we need. So I know them by people saying that's the person. But I don't know the politics. And it was mainly amazing and we give glory to God, but that's how God works. Obey your baby. This is just the beginning.
I see. Obi Beka say no. The okay and abem. Future to say.
Absolutely. Future, it is very amazing.
Oh my say me say ebe yedi.
Yeah, on my need
okay, answer no baby obey answer our question. I mean, say, and dear Nema NPP for lose ye.
Yes, okay, I mean break it down more.
Okay.
The losing of NPP people, nature said. I was there in 2020.
Okay.
And I was awoken out of a lowly sleep from the caves of the prophetic.
Where I say, oh, they're breaking it down from the caves of prophetic. They say, and come say boom, and I said,
yeah. Also, Elijah came out, Elijah the Tishbite, came out with a decree. He said, one moment of their one of P out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then he made a very crucial decree. He came out of the caves where prophets are groomed. Anytime at all we have no inspiration from God to speak, we're always hidden.
Okay.
Until once I've been in trend before, Machine Kumama, it has blown all over the world.
Okay.
Where I called BBC and everywhere before.
Okay.
Once I was done with that, the work was done. I reversed back to begin to hold the prophetic hold again and to see what goes on, and then what is necessary, I'll talk. What is not necessary, I hold back here. But how they fell off is in 2020, after the Mama lost the election and then they won the election. God woke me up again. And he said, go and make sure by divine orchestration that Mahama becomes the president. Follow this step-by-step approach and make sure that this man is placed on the seat. Within 2 years, the directions was fully done. Everything that had to be done was done. Once it was done, anything that made PA will say, the election will conclude at this percentage.
Eti Yankopon de about one share one say, make sure say, O man penny that John Dramani Mahama, Ebetina Kunyano so.
Absolutely. Not that battle by Mahama himself, because of his destiny. The Bible said that to he whom he foreknew, he called. He whom he called, he justifies. He whom he justifies, he glorifies. So, we're through justification and the ministry that we're standing at the foundation of the prophetic hold in the 4th dimension. What we're standing is God picks the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. Which means if the thing is already perfect, we are not interested. But at the end of Titoa, if Mama had not won the election this year, it would have been the biggest disappointment on a human being in Ghana. That would have been the biggest trash of his entire, how they call it, political record. Nobody has ever been like that.
And India.
Because if you follow the trend of how he became a president, then aside becoming a president, then you lose the election after 4 years. Nobody has gone through that situation before. And after that, while you lose election, what contest the second time, you lost again. And then you come the 3rd time and then you lose. You become a laughing stock. It's so funny. And it's a big disappointment. And I was actually there. Now I'm sure from the dimension. If Mama had lost the election this year, it would have been like a done deal. Maybe it would be so amazing. I wouldn't want to say further, but things that would have happened would have been very different.
Say one mayor president. Na anka NPP for na when the anka dey NDC.
If NPP had won the election in 2024, as I'm sitting down here, I saw branches of time, as I always say.
Yeah.
There was no possible branch in time that they ever won the 2024 election.
Wow.
There was no possible branch in time. And 4th dimensional capacity, we watched that.
And the man say, their branches now, send your can no prophetically. Some branches no more in yebi. And the Nancy, I was a Amanyukunuma. Some branches no more in yebi.
Okay. One thing I would always say is, one thing I don't like to say is anything about other people in another angle.
Okay.
So what I would say is, God woke me up from a lowly sleep, from the caves of the prophetic, to make sure Mama becomes president. And he gave me the guidelines and the results, how it will happen, the step-by-step approach, so that at the end, he will become the president. So those other side, within the MPP or the presidents, why they couldn't fall into that angle, it is a mystery that I'll hide. I will not break it deeper. But
okay, sorry, I'm not catch them.
Absolutely. Exactly.
Wow. Penny, I beg you say, Dr. Baumia, obey president woman.
Penny, I beg you, Dr.
I will Lucy. I bet me about said that no. Obey president.
Okay, let me break it down for you. Dr. Baumia, when I looked at him in the spirit, I always say that I look at the trace of the person's timeline, not politics, but he himself, as a Michelle, when I looked at him, deep inside him, there is no evil in his heart.
And you know as Dr. Baumia, as a person.
As a person, not everybody. There is no evil in his heart.
Okay.
That is a good man.
Okay.
That is a good man. There is no evil. Yes, but there are people that have evil in their heart. This one is a good man. But to become the president in Ghana, it is a mystery in time. I said I saw him sitting on a hill with one tree on it and he's eating the fruit of the tree alone. That is the prophetic timeline. That mystery is hidden in time. Which I cannot reveal. Hill.
Okay,
there was like a tree there.
Okay.
And a fruit from the tree. That was what was happening. But it's a very deeper mystery, which I cannot reveal to you.
Not just about me, I'm independent. No. That's your independent. And
I said Jesus guy, you know, Miss Uno, I know, I say no,
and no, a year bear no. Come here, Benna, who say, Otisa, he on no sooner, all the fruit alone.
2033.
2033.
Yes.
Okay, in 8 years. I bet you 2028. 2032 no. Nakuja. Baumia may go independent. So for and
you are the one saying.
At the end, a man cotton sir. Oh, the main cassa prophetically no. Yenina you communicating in prophetic brain. At the end they see ya or cotton side no sooner. And I say he no sooner all the fruit alone. I will be uncanny.
It's the same, no. At one point in time, no one rat dimension in line is no very typical. But I'll give you one single key within it. How he found himself there.
Okay.
Exactly. I saw say there is a meeting. They handed a letter and they tore it into two. It's a very simple story. That's how far I go.
Man the letter. And not till letter no.
That was
the letter no man.
Actual reality that I'm looking. Key hidden in time. I don't have a chance to unveil it.
I'm not related. That what team. And Crofona, Omobu and money contest is about we know. Omoka, any pekuna, a man letter no be an like say Omoma about me a letter no in time no.
Yeah. Also Moka.
A big home.
Oh, and I make you know. So I said tip, you know, in the dimension, in the records of time. When I'm looking at the time plate, some things are there. They said no man dare speak of it. So I can't utter. I don't have utterance capacity. When he says speak of it, I'll start speaking because it's delicate situation. It's in time, and the way things happen. Once the utterance is there, I'll release it. Exactly.
Alan bet me about back to NPP. So once and then they are meditating.
All right, okay. I mean, break your other moment. You are asking if it's a possibility. Say, by NPP. There will be a meeting to be able to rejuvenate everything in a specific month. To be able to gather things together and then restructure. But it will be a back and forth situation.
I didn't know because I keep repeating. At the end, it has become difficult to reorganize the party. Say, Betina the Nasu view. At the end, at the end, Bubusa, Amanyokoya, I said, send me a heke, oh, Buambo, no one,
yeah,
I didn't. Because they say, I can say, about Miati, he also, oh, Didi, Alanso. It will be difficult, say, Ebia, or Beba, back and forth. At the end, they're Kosua. At the end, to me,
yeah. Also, there is I told you I was awoken from a lowly sleep. 4-dimensional prophets, once we are awoken, and the younger ones, the little ones, and the younger ones, you can count them on one finger, with one hand, one palm of mine. Once we are awoken, and we come with a prophetic decree, it fulfills its specific time. I told you, there will be two parties running for the power.
Okay.
The NPP party will go, NDC party will come, division will happen in the NPP party, and then a small tree will come and take over from the NDC party, which means the other party, they are not even part of the calculation. Don't any identity.
And the next say, NPP are who in name. And then when you so did an nice and all form a government.
Exactly. Until you see, branches in time until some branches are readjusted, and it is a very crucial situation.
Abusiafo yene Prophet Telvin Agyei Sowa so for penny war a prophetic life embassy yene no na kasi so for Yemro Mampeni Mahama 2025 Yedinisi Ade so over up to 4 years. Yansha the first year, second year, third year, fourth year. Okay,
I'll start from this angle and say, as the Bible made it very clear, God picks the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. That's how the foundation of our ministry is. Your boss a four-dimensional capacity to prophesy. We pick that which is not there to be able to adjust, to fix that which is broken. That's the foundation, exactly. So in that regard, John Dramani Mahama will be able to do very well in adjusting many things. Even if you think there is because when God gave me the prophetic decree and the foundation to be able to work so that it becomes a precedent, there was a very strong sword that lies by the prophetic decree, that he who tries to disappoint his presidency will not see the light of day. What that basically means is anybody that is appointed by the president to do any function that plays games, because a leader is to assign and appoint. So anyone that is assigned and appointed and is supposed to do something and they are not able to function, with regards to what you're supposed to do, accordingly, and then they start playing with the people. Okay, in 2 years, there will be two situations that we have to deal with.
Okay, one.
There will be no vice president, and there will be a running president. Have you seen a president that is running? And no vice president. That is the foundation in time. The most difficult reality that I was looking at. Yet, time has been adjusted specifically.
It can be adjusted.
It is being adjusted.
Okay.
Specifically. Now let's move to the next stage of that reality. When Mama comes into power, Obi Kacha will say,
I know that happened within 4 years. No, say a president running, but there is no vice president.
Exactly.
Wow. I know ye said Bremunsem, and I say a Obina. I say there shouldn't be any vice president.
It is in time, and we are just in time.
Okay.
We are just as much as we can. You see, we are sharing common when we prophesy. We are, once it is there, we are operating through 4 dimensions. The things I say, the reason I make it easy and simple like that is, it's very difficult for any third party from anywhere to try to even turn the thing upside down. That's the problem.
I see.
It's almost impossible unless you walk in the 4th dimension. And as for them, they can fit into the room. If we bring all of us from the world, we'll fit in. So there is not easy. And it's by the grace of God.
Okay.
Me, I was walking my somewhere and God found me.
Okay.
And he led me into something I didn't know was possible. And I've seen amazing things. But let's break down to, there'll be positivities and everything. I told you, I said on an interview that once he becomes president, I don't know what they did. There's a good public relation that gave access to a lot of Ghanaians to travel easily. As if our name made sense in the international market. Our name made sense. That
Ghana for to 2 point rough.
Exactly. That if you get to the embassy or try to get a visa, the name Ghana was making sense to the world, where we had value out there. That's the thing. If somebody tells you, say, Mama, Ghana better than America, UK, Qatar, or any other thing, that's fairy tales. That's campaign communication. He is a human being.
Okay.
And definitely he may appoint people but make mistakes as well, because wrong people can also be appointed. And those people will do very silly things that will affect so many other things, sometimes one way or the other. And at the end of the day, you know, he may try his best. He's one man. But one thing I always say is that if they have patience for him, through the 2 years, in the 3rd year of Mama, when you sit down in Ghana, you will be comforted. You will be comforted. I can assure you that in 2 years from that time, when you are in Ghana like this, Once and people complain and I say, it will never happen. And I will see a news in August 24th.
August 24th.
Specific.
2025.
No, in 3 years, the 3rd year of Mama's reign.
Okay.
That specifically, it was recorded that throughout a full year and more, there has never been light out in anything above a small circle of an exploded transmission. Transformer, as they call it.
Wow.
Full record. There's never been light out. Even when the rain is falling, no light. Because there's a system that is coming in. The man is now appointed to restructure all the old mistakes, to come and prove that is the only thing he's doing, and to correct that he has actually done something and he's willing to do something. I'm not campaigning for Mama, but I'm telling you the truth.
They will soon
manifesting. I'm showing you the news specifically.
Wow. Obeko 4 years and now 8 years.
Mama, I cannot disclose that timeline as well.
I see. I wish you have more things. Once I one befi and once I claim them and if you get one. Yes, the capital and you know you perceive here who in na fair record it too. Once I now buy what's now. I was say who say why not take you over? Obana Bema with the Nyani Dinkura our region being Nafi
the time a female will rule Ghana, that year has not yet come. That timeline. I have the exact timeline, the exact 4 years, but it's not yet up. And if someone makes up their mind, say, yeah, we may adjust time to be able to keep a balance within time. But in your mind, if somebody is thinking that in 2028 there will be a woman running for president, it's a different story altogether.
And at 2032, so no, Oban to me, MD or my name,
not at all. Not at all. It's very far. It's very far.
Adentina in time, no, Oban to me, Baye, or Mampeni. Akonyano and Probas and Manading.
No, not at all. Obabe to me, yet, man.
Okay.
But then, in time, it is not available in any branch of time I'm looking at. But there is a specific timeline.
Okay.
Let me break it down to how the branches of time look like. In the fourth dimension, in the realm of the spirit, where you dream and you go and walk around, maybe everyone say that place.
I want to operate free.
That's where I am. This is the realm of the spirit.
I see.
People dream and have illusions there, but it's actually reality. So, in that dimension, there is a stream of time. It's a dimensional flow that only the prophets that stand and speak in front of God, the ones that stand in the presence of God, can be able to see through that time, like Ezekiel and all those people. So they operate in a very, very deep function. So once they are in that angle, we are able to see different branches of time, which means we say, okay, this one goes here, and then it ends up in this place. This one goes here, and it ends up. And I can actually pick your branch of time and know exactly how your life will end, the whole story like a book.
Wow.
And you have to live it. You will be living the story. Even if in the story it says you are supposed to end up in Togo, and you say, me, I won't go to Togo. By the time you realize you are in Togo, one way or other, something will find you in Togo. You'll find yourself in Togo. That's the thing. Yeah. So that's how that thing operates. So in all the branches I'm looking at, because I've really checked, and there was none. See, the one that I'm seeing is very far. It's not close at all. Not at all.
I see. And so for now, almost come na ambemuno. Almost sorry, never quite say.
Okay. One thing about that is, I always say, men of Philadelphia men, let brotherly love continue. As I was on an interview on Pen Dream TV, I told you people that prophecy that people say, come and burn my church and everything, those people that are saying that, I said, don't go and burn anybody's church, don't fight anybody, because that prophecy, I told you before the election, that is going nowhere. Okay. Nothing is going to happen. It's just talking. Now let me break something down for you. When you're prophesying and your prophecy is being influenced, or you're close to some people, if you don't take care, your prophecy will be influenced by them. Okay. And that's the problem. We are human beings. And if you bring me $2 million, $3 million, it will never go for anyone. It will just keep going for you. And well, for Mama to become president, in secret, I have combed the whole 16 regions of Ghana. Every part of Ghana. Through the night, through the day, through the midnight, through the sun, through the storms. So the work is set. Once God says it, we move. Once we move, it is executed specifically. There is nothing anybody can do about it.
But in your case, it's not like that. I didn't know if he said only animals of war, even better.
Okay. It depends. I always say many people have the way God works with it. And I told you that sometimes belief is also based on the capacity of what you see. If you don't believe in what you see, you won't be able to address it well. But if you believe in what you see, you'll be able to break it down accordingly. Maybe anipana bana wabeshenkom. Maybe ankomshana and say they put escape route to it. It's like an exit door. And to move a main door and to assemble all the exit door at what then you get out of it. So you can say okay, me who say man that we need election. But my say who say one share adiano ba o mi abeti mi aji. But say man kwenko hu we ansa na obeti mi we. That is the wrong time for a prophet to come out to speak. A prophet should only come out to speak when it is certain. People came out and were saying, it is blatant lie. Take it from me. Blatant lie.
And so for no say a safety and then now
yes.
I'm gonna try and throw.
Kotobra and throw.
And so for now, because I'm gonna say and week we're not safety car as a dear table tennis. And the not in a baha.
It's a big lie. It's a lie, it is in trouble. And one thing I want to say right now, I am not the master of all prophets. I won't even claim to be anything. But by the grace of God, I have learned, I have tried, I have mastered. God has walked with me through the fourth dimension over the years. And one thing I can tell you, if me in my house, they know I'm a prophet.
Okay.
If nobody plays with my words, even at home, including my mother, everybody. Okay. My mother calls me Papa. Do you understand what that means? Your mother respects you as a prophet.
Yeah.
Everybody respects me like that because from when I was young, when I tell you this is coming, it is coming. There's nothing you can do about it. That is the prophetic code is given by God, not by man. It's not by our strength, not by our power. It is God that is doing his own thing. You understand how it is? And it is so big, but now not say we be up here. I am telling you, it's not part of prophetic ministry. It's a big fat lie. It is we here that have accepted that lie and we have inculcated it into our life because most people there have a gullible way of thinking. I always say that my prophecy is for unbelievers. Okay. I want unbelievers to watch the prophecy and say God is alive. Wow. When you watch it as a non-believer, it's not for believers. God, believers will say amen to it. I want those that don't believe anything, and then when they finish watching, they're like, how? I need to figure this thing out. How did he get it right? How was it so correct? That's the kind of thing. We want to push that angle where they can understand it.
So for Adia Bakwa, we politics free wa. Edagana for Akuma so football. Adiana have Blackstars.
Blackstars for no, I made a prophecy before in the World Cup, I think in July. I made a prophecy. The World Cup was in November somewhere, I believe. Let me show them. I told them what will happen. During African Cup, I told them you go, you not win any match, you come back. They thought it was a game I was playing. It happened. Then we came back and I told them that, listen, I've said the first prophetic word. Maybe you think it's a joke. Maybe you look at my face and, oh, baby face, he ain't say nothing.
When you need your baby face, because so people can't tell me, say, small boy, Ben, I've been a better number. Oh, no, I shall come.
They'll be wondering, oh, he's not saying anything. But then I came back and I said, you know what? For you to understand what is going on, Ghana versus Portugal, that time it was in July. Yeah, but match no, in November. Okay. And I said, for you to know, I'm not playing. The first play that will go on. The Ghana versus Portugal will play the match. There will be 5 goals in the game specifically. Ghana will take 2, Portugal will take 3. Inaki Williams got empty pool. He couldn't score the goal. Prophecy must be fulfilled.
Yeah, back on World Cup, Libby. Say Cup of Nations, Diego. World Cup, you be.
I've not still told you the problem.
Exactly. I said, me punk up them.
The problem, listen, there are foundational altars that runs in the affairs of the country. The country needs its own people to carry the banner of the country. That's what I told them. If they want Ghana to hit African Cup and win it, win World Cup and everything, they should divide the team into 2. Bring 50% local players, 50% international players. Or even scrap out international players and cover it with local players. All the players we know here. Those that come back here. They shouldn't bring anybody that is coming from anywhere. Don't force anybody to travel from anywhere. Come. Go and look for the local players. At least 50% of them, 50% of international players. What I mean by international players, I'm not talking about player Kudus and all those people. I'm talking about those that are there. They are putting themselves there. They have naturalized there. Get them to come in here.
Okay.
Not at all.
And most are no spiritually, they are not yetia team no. Spiritually no, they are not saying they are yetia team no. Say obi unnaturalized and as ya will be Obama country be near Copana Chelsea near the number. Spiritually, a quite person they affected.
Exactly. In the dimensions of the spirit, one important thing that happens there is, as I told you, there are altars that function in every country. Every country has a specific spirit code. Anybody that stands to carry the banner of the country, it's like going to war. Wars and everything happen. That is why they brought in games and football to break down those things. It's history. But then, in that regard, you cannot let a soldier that has defected to another army come back to your camp. That is a very questionable situation. That is in warfare tactics. But in reality, once the person is already going to another country or doing whatever they want to do where they are playing in that regard, no need to force them. No need to force. So we've seen a player in UK. We can naturalize him. He's very good. He can play very good on their pitch. But once he gets here, the altars will never allow him. Never. He will leave here, play score. Come here, 0. He will go. Even if you bring Vinicius to Ghana, he won't score 1 goal till he leaves.
And Ghana problem no, and yet coach has him.
No.
And your management has him.
There are spiritual implications in football. It's a game of 2 countries. When honor comes into play, people work spiritually. And if you don't set the right marking and have the real spiritual backing to be able to handle what you're doing, you will just be running and Jessica but then no cap, no nothing. If Ghana wants to go to the World Cup, they should stop scouting international players. They should come to Ghana, go through the leagues, choose players by determination. When they are done choosing those players, they should come. We'll give them direction, and then we'll give them the exact prophetic. Here, when you come to me for any direction, there is no amount of money. I try to say between.
Okay.
We'll show you what to do. When you go and you come and you get what you want to get, then you come and the collector will come after 21 days. See, it is established.
If I tell Mammy 2 course, Mammy 2 course na mema Ghana for some rank or Muna because now no on be trouble, Miss I say, Metanasiana, Menquana, me bon common 030220.